Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is HD Signatures. If you are new here, welcome. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button so you join the family. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to draw your brows with pencil. So if you want to see how this tutorial goes, keep on watching. To start off, you want to use a mattifying powder or a setting powder to set your brows. That's to keep it in place for those of you that have oily skin, because some oily skin tends to oil in their brows, or for those of you that have like a normal skin, the excess of this setting with powder is just for your brows area to be mattified. So that will help your pencil, no matter how your pencil is, it will make it draw on nicely. So I'm using a pencil and I'm using a Davis pencil. So what I'm doing basically here is, before you draw your brows, after setting with a setting powder, you want to use a spoolie to brush your brows up. Then just draw out your brows the way it is. Draw the top side and the lower part of your brows. Draw it out and fill it in a little bit. Then once you are done, you will now go in with a concealer. I would advise you use a concealer that is one shade lighter if you're just starting out as a beginner, so you'll be able to blend it out nicely into your skin, rather than using like 2-3 shades, so it won't look like just all over your forehead. You understand, guys? As you upgrade, you can just, like, you know, add into your shades of concealer. So I'm using a random brush. This brush is just like a flat head brush, but it's not too stiff. I like it because it's precise. I'm using that to clean the top and the bottom side of my brows. Now if you look at the head part of my brows, there's a patch of a concealer there. The reason why I did that was, when I dipped the brush into the concealer, what the brush brought out, I don't just want to go directly into my brows and place it there. So I want to take off the excess somewhere first, then go with whatever I have on my brush left, whatever is left on my brush, to clean the brow side. Because the reason is, if you go over with what you brought out from your concealer to your brows, it will just give you that straight line, and blending out might be difficult for those of you that are just starting out. So now if you look at this part, my both brows heads are joined together. The excess of this is just to be able to measure the brows to make sure that the both heads are facing each other. So that's what you do. So you take from one brows to the other, you know, you connect it. It has this line joined together. At the end of the day, you blend it out. So now I'm using a domed blendy brush to blend the concealers into my skin. This concealer is just like a shade lighter than me. By the time I blend out properly, it will sink into my skin properly. So I'm just going to be blending out the concealer so it blends well into my skin. And if you notice, guys, the concealer, my brows are in between the concealers from the tail side to the head side, so there's nothing like you're seeing a sharp straight line. It's more like the brows are in between. So that's what you want to do. So it helps you to be able to like blend out properly, and by the time you apply your your foundation, it will look like you have a line straight above your brows. So afterwards, I'm going to be going into a brow gel. So the excess of using this brow gel is just to help me to like carefully draw out hair stroke like brows, like my hair grows up to that extent. That's the excess of doing that. So those part, like this part, now you're seeing my skin, so I'm just going to use the brow gel to carefully like draw like an hair like stroke, so it makes it look as if it's my hair. And I'm going to be using that as well, the brow gel, to like I outlined my brows. Probably while I was cleaning with the concealer, I might have like cleaned up some parts, so I'm just going to use that to just draw it out nicely. You get, guys, nicely. So that's what I'm just doing here basically. So I'm not really adding too much. And if you look at my brows, guys, when I initially drew my brows with the pencil, you notice that my brows was light, but when I use this concealer, the first one, it was looking a little bit darker. That's what happens when you use two, when you have your brows in between two, when you have your brows in between a lighter shade of concealer, it makes it look like 2 shades darker. So you want to be careful when you are drawing it out initially. So what I'm doing here is I'm going over with another lighter concealer. Now this concealer is extremely lighter than my skin, but if you notice what I'm doing here, guys, I'm placing it in the center of my brows. I'm not taking it to the head part, and I'm not going to take it to the tail, because this is not my color at all. So I'm not going to make it, I'm making it work for me, but I'm not going to make it look as if it should overpower my brows. Do you understand, guys? So it's just going to be in the center. The excess of this is just to further highlight my brows. This helps when after when you're done with your foundation, your eyeshadow and all that. You don't even have to set it with an eyeshadow, because this already will just highlight your brows, and it makes it look very pronounced when you take pictures. It make it come out very nice, but be careful not to extend it to your brow brow head and detail. So this is the tutorial, guys. Thank you so much. If you enjoy, leave me a comment, and I love you guys. See you. Bye.